So what is an unusual way to get better results from your property business? In one word, that is sleep. But before we get into that, if you're new to this channel, make sure you stroke that like and subscribe button. Really helps out the algorithms, and you'll get notified with more content like this and other videos all around property investing mindset. You might not think sleep is as important as it probably is, and in this video I'm going to share with you some of the little sleep hacks and bedtime routines and stuff I do to get better sleep. So I'm Harvey, I'm a remote property investor, and your performance, your productivity has got a massive correlation to how well you sleep. And there's this kind of heard of what do I say, not unheard of, but there's this kind of little myth in the entrepreneurial circles that you've got hustle, work hard, don't get any sleep, sleeping's for wimps. And to be fair, science is really catching up. There's a great book by a guy called Matthew Walker, British guy. He's in the UK, in the US, studying in top universities out there, and really leading in the like studies behind the effects on sleep and your performance. I can't remember the guy of the book that I first read, but the first book I ever read about this, can't remember the name of it. If anybody's interested, put it in the comments and I'll dig the name of the book out. But this guy wrote a book, and he said, he contacted Alex Ferguson. He just studied sleep, the UK guy again, studied sleep in a university in the UK, and against performance. This is performance with sports stars, with entrepreneurs, with top executives and CEOs and director managers. So he studied the correlation and effect of proper sleep in performance in all your in anything, in business and in sports and things like that. And he come out of university and he called himself a flash name. I can't remember what he called himself, but he called himself some sort of flash name, and he approached Alex Ferguson, and he wrote Alex Ferguson a letter, and he said, with by surprise, he sent this letter one day, and within 3 days Alex Ferguson himself was on the phone saying, come in, let's start studying the effects of this. And the Olympics on at the moment, and one of the people he worked with, this guy, I can't remember his name, but one of the people he worked for one of the people he worked for, like one of the teams he worked with, was an Olympic cycling team, and they really worked on their sleep. So they made them sleep pods, they got them like the same mattresses to take with them, they blacked out windows, so they really concentrated on really guaranteeing them getting this like consistent same sort of sleep. And the reason I got the iWatch on, it's a little bit better for data on some things, but the sleep app on the sleep version on the Fitbit is a hell of a lot better than it is on the Apple. So that's why I've stuck with the Apple, and I put that on. And every morning, the first thing I do in the morning is check what my sleep's been like and see what the pattern's been like, and what sort of quality of sleep I've got, because sleep's really important. You go through different phases of sleep. You go through non-REM, REM and deep sleep, and it's really important to go through them stages. So like this is why sleeping tablets are not a very good thing. Knocking yourself out with alcohol or smoking weed or things like that is not a good thing for sleep, because it knocks you out and you don't go through the sleep cycles. And again, if your mind's too active and you've not wound down correctly, if you're using screen time too late, that's not good for your sleep either, because you will sleep potentially your right hours, but you're not getting the right cycles of sleep because your mind is too active. So then you only go into a light sleep and you're not getting into your REM and your deep sleep. So it's really important. And as I said, I'm going to share with you some of the tips that I've really worked on over the years. I'm not perfect, I'm pretty decent at this, and every now and again I drift like anything else. Life sometimes gets in the way. Sometimes I'm up a bit too late. Try to have my wind down by try to start my wind down about 9:30, 10 o'clock, but sometimes busy. Life is busy, business is busy. I've got family as well, which I make sure I dedicate time for, which then sometimes rolls over into me working a little bit late. So yeah, by far not perfect all the time, but I'm always aware to keep myself on track when I'm drifting too far off of this. So what little tricks do I do? So first little trick is your sleep routine starts in the morning when you first wake up. The way you wake up, so like I won't wear sunglasses in the morning because you need that blue light in the morning, and this is why phones are really a no-go at night. Or set your phones up to go on to a night mode where it lets out amber light as opposed to the blue lights. But in the morning you want to get as many of them rays into your eyes to get you going, set the serotonin off, get your whole sort of action out there and up and going and ready for the day. Then later on, after midday, if I'm out and about, I'll try to wear sunglasses. In the evening, I try to not have really bright lights on. Like, even though I've got a light on here, I've pointed that away. I've got a like studio light on the back, and I've dulled that down to like an amber one. That's why the colour's like this at the moment. So try not to get too much bright light. As I said, I put my phone onto like an amber, like it goes onto night mode, so it goes onto amber automatically every night, so that reduces out the blue rays that are setting out. A big one is I try to put my phone down. Sometimes I'm guilty of not doing this, but I do win this battle more than I lose it. But I am guilty sometimes of not doing this. Try to put my phone down at least 1 hour before I go to bed, so I can start my wind down. I start reading in the evenings as well, and I try to read something. I either read a biography, so if I can't read a business book, you don't want to read something that stimulates your mind. So I read something like a biography, which don't overstimulate my mind, but it inspires me. It's good bedtime stories, because I can't find many books that are fiction that I just enjoy, basically, that hook me in and enjoy. And I find reading difficult, although I enjoy reading for the cognitive exercise and obviously for the benefits you get from the knowledge you get from them. But I found this one. This is what I'm reading at the moment. Catch Me If You Can. I've never seen the film. I'm not a big film person as well, so I've heard the film was pretty good. Thought, let's try the book out. The books are usually really good, and it is really good, and it's doing the exact job. I'm reading literally, I've been reading this now for a while, and you can see I'm not very far in, purely because I keep on falling asleep. It's when I enjoy something like that, and it makes me switch off. If I can switch off and switch into what I'm doing, then that will put me to sleep. Just another quick reminder, if you're enjoying this, please give this a like, smash the subscribe button. It really helps the algorithms with this, push it out there and give me an understanding, knowing that you are liking this, and I'll make more content like this. So that's a really good tip. I also meditate at night time. Well, before I meditate at night time, I will drink some hot water with some lemon in it, honey, and apple cider vinegar. This is like proven to sort of really start just releasing at night time. In the morning, you want to release serotonin to get going, get yourself started, fired up. Night time, you want to be releasing the sleep chemical, which is melatonin. So at night time, I drink that little potion, and it really helps start to signal my brain to just go into that relaxed mode. Also try and do a little bit of Dutch in the evenings, so I put my phone on the amber mode, and I try and do some like little bit of Dutch. I've got a Dutch app called Babbel, just to something that's completely different from my day-to-day stuff, to try and unwind my mind away from what's going on in the daytime, because my mind's too busy. I will not sleep properly. I'll either struggle getting to sleep, or if I do get to sleep, I will like not have a deep sleep and wake up and play over things. And this happens sometimes when I've got a lot on, or sometimes I'm a little bit overwhelmed. But yeah, really important to try and do activities not related to that. But then, as I said, I try to then link completely away from the phone, because just having the phone in your hand, before you know it, sometimes you're on social media, you're in your emails, you're in your task I use task management software, you're in there checking things out without even really realizing you actually gone in there. So it's good to just try and wind that down. Also, one of the other things that I do, which has been absolute game changer for me, is some meditation. Every single night and every single morning, without fail, I meditate. And what I've got is these headphones. These are headphones, and they're also a blindfold as well. Really helps with the blackout. I've got some blackout curtains and blackout blinds, but there's still a little bit of light that creeps in here and now. They do a good job, but there still is a tiny bit of light that creeps in. So this just finishes that blackout completely, and I listen, and you can just lay like where they're on the side. You can lay on your side. So I end up falling asleep listening to like quite often Dr. Wayne Dyer. He's got this sort of sound that they've created. He's saying they've studied. I'll give some people the link if they want that. But it really helps me wind down. But sometimes I just listen to a guided meditation, where we a guided wind down, or I do a breath exercise. So breath is really powerful in controlling your state, and science is really getting a handle of this, especially as I studied Wim Hof and these Wim Hof hypoxic breathing, breath exercises. So science is really catching up and getting a good handle of this. So let me get this around the right way. So if you breathe in for 4, so breathe in for 4, hold for 5, blow out for 6. So if you can breathe in less and breathe out more, basically, especially if you've got a hold in the middle of that, this really starts slowing your mind down. It's the other way around. If you can breathe in more and breathe out less, it starts speeding your mind up and getting you more alert and going. So often I will do the Wim Hof breathing technique or something similar to that, or the Soma breath technique in the mornings to get myself fired up and get myself going for the day. And then I'll do the opposite. There's one called alpha breath, so that is that breathe in for 4, hold for 5, breathe out for 6. You can do one where you breathe in for 4 and just breathe straight out for 8. So long as the out breath is generally longer than the in breath, this really helps slow down. And this is scientifically proven. This is not me just with some woo-woo sort of stuff that I've picked up from some mystic meg. Although the ancient yogis have been talking about this for years, and science is really catching up with this with neuroimagery and brain scans. It's really starting to pick up and catch up with an understanding of what these have been doing, and understanding with the mind-body connection for a long time. So yeah, always do a good meditation, and yeah, that's generally my nighttime little wind down and routine. Love to hear what your nighttime routine is. Such an important element. As I said, Matthew Walker's book, Why We Sleep, really showed. They took 2 twins and they studied these 2 twins, identical twins. They burnt fat the same. They had the same routine, slept the same. Identical twins had the same genetic makeup, and they restricted just 1 hour sleep. And Matthew Walker says 7 hours is the minimum everybody should have. I think there's 0.0001% of the population that can survive less than 7 hours, but the rest of us really need 7 hours or more. People think they can survive it. You just get adapted to surviving less, and the average sleep that people get in is 6 hours. And the studies that links this to Alzheimer's and things like that. And again, going back to like this thing when you get this kind of entrepreneurial myth where people say you've got to hustle hard and work hard and work sort of like long hours. The thing is, you look at over history, you don't know what you're dicing with. Steve Jobs understood the mind-body connection. Another great nighttime read that I read before, Isaac Waterson, is it? I think his surname is, the biography of him. And he said that he knew, because he had a mind-body connection, he really had a real sort of understanding of all that and the science behind that. And he went to India and really got that sort of stuff. He actually said he knew that his cancer sank in when he was CEO of both Pixar and Apple at the same time, and working like sort of 18-20 hour days. So you have got to work hard sometimes. You've got to put it in, but you've also got to know when to put it back. You also got to know sometimes I've got a project out, let's get this project done, and then I've got to pull back and have a rest. That's why I have monthly breaks as well, by the way, and have on the weekend I do my Sunday live training in my remote property investing community a Facebook group, and I then put my phone down. I've got a second phone. It's got no apps, nothing on this. I can just use it as a camera and just use it as a phone, and only a few amount of people have got that number, so that I'm not disturbed on a Sunday. And I also do that when I go away once a month, put it down for at least 24 hours, sometimes 48 hours, sometimes maybe even 3 days, but at least 24 hours once a month. And I'll try and just detune and detox from digital and online stuff, because it's just addictive as well. Even though I'm quite disciplined with it, even though I'm quite aware of it, I still find myself some nights up too late on it, like just engaging, doing what I've got to do to try and move forward. But he took these 2 twins, sorry I went on a bit of a tangent there, he took these 2 twins and he restricted just 1 hour, and he burnt fat differently. His cognitive skills was different, so they tested their cognitive skills beforehand, they tested them afterwards, and they see a massive decline with just restricting. One had 7 hours, one had 6 hours. So it's really important to try and get that 7 hours. Even if you think you survive off that, it's doing something bad in the background for you. So yeah, really important to really cut. Sleep is is the foundation of everything. You think about it, when you had a bad night's sleep, because if your diet, your mindful practices, your hydration, your exercise, all this has a massive impact on your business. So the more healthier and the more healthy mind, the more clear mind, the more focused you can be, which food, diet, exercise, all that has a massive impact on your focus, the more you're going to progress forward. The thing is though, when you wake up and you're really tired, you crave sugary stuff, like you're not so disciplined to do exercise, you're not so disciplined to do to eat so well, you're not so disciplined to maybe do your mindful practices. So this really sleep has an impact. If I just miss a bit of exercise, it will have an impact after a while, but it don't have an impact as quickly as sleep does. So if I have bad sleep 3 nights on a row, that's it, impacts me really, really quickly. I can go a week without exercise, 2 weeks without exercise, and I can start feeling a bit sluggish, but it don't impact me nowhere near as fast. Same again, I can eat badly for a little while, don't impact me as fast. I can not do so much mindful practices for a little while, don't hit me nowhere near as fast as sleep. Sleep is that foundation underneath all of them that drives them all forward and keeps you in the good habits of everything. So really, really concentrate on your sleep. I guarantee you, if you try this little hack, put your phone down at least 30 minutes, if not an hour if you can, before you go to sleep. Try it for 30 days. So put your phone in a different room, put it down 30 minutes before you go to sleep. If you struggle to unwind, like my wife says to me, she's got better. She used to moan at me about it, then it went reverse. I was moaning at her about it, but she said, yeah, I'm just unwinding with it in the evening. So people do use their phone to unwind, but the thing is, it really fires off your sort of your reactional mode in your mind. So it's difficult. It's difficult, even though you feel like you're unwinding, you're triggering off stuff that's releasing like serotonin, as I said, the stuff what's meant to help you get up and get going in the mornings. So yeah, so important to get a good bedtime routine. And also when you drift out of it, like as I said, if you've got a project on, at the moment I've got a project on and we're coming towards the completion of an auction purchase, and it's kind of all hands on pump, and why I'm trying to pull things together of this development. So yeah, I have had a few later nights and earlier mornings where I've been thinking about that, but I'm fully aware, like even Sunday I was really Saturday and Sunday really busy, but I just pulled back a little bit, just done the important bits and pulled back and just rested for a few days because I knew I had to recover myself. So it's really, really important to be aware of that as you go forward. But remember, if you don't evolve your ideas, you don't look at all these things, you're never going to live on your own terms. So evolve your ideas, live on your own terms. Have a fantastic evening.